If I were to walk into your house and try to steal your money, you would fight me. If I tried to take your car or your land, you would call the police or defend your property with force. We are ruthlessly protective of our physical possessions. We lock our doors, we password protect our accounts, and we audit our bank statements down to the last cent. But when it comes to our time, the only asset that is truly finite and impossible to replace, we are shockingly reckless. We give it away to anyone who asks. We let strangers, social media algorithms, and useless meetings rob us of our hours every single day. The Roman Stoic Seneca wrote a letter 2,000 years ago that feels like it was written for the modern man in his 20s and 30s. He observed that people aren't given a short life. They make it short by wasting it. Today, we are performing a time audit through the lens of Seneca. We are exploring why you are likely wasting the most critical decades of your life and how to reclaim your sovereignty before the clock runs out. This is the Dominion Thesis. Section 1. The Paradox of Frugality. Seneca opens his masterpiece with a stinging observation. He says, "No person would give up even a small part of their property to another. But into how many lives do we let others enter? We are frugal with our money, but reckless with our time. In your 20s and 30s, you are likely in the accumulation phase. You are working hard for a paycheck, counting every dollar, and trying to build your net worth. But how often do you count your hours? Dominion begins with the realization that time is the ultimate currency. Money can be lost and regained. Assets can be sold and rebought. But once an hour is gone, it is gone forever. Every time you say yes to a social event you don't want to attend, or every time you scroll through a feed out of boredom, you are handing over a piece of your life that you will never get back. You are a time-pauper, pretending to be rich. To gain dominion, you must become as frugal with your minutes as a billionaire is with his millions. Section 2. The waiting to live trap. One of the most dangerous myths of modern society is the idea of retirement. We are told to spend our best years, our 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, grinding away at tasks we hate so that we can start living at 65. Seneca laughed at this idea 2 millennia ago. He wrote, "How late it is to begin living just when we must leave off. What a foolish forgetfulness of mortality to postpone wholesome plans to our 50th and 60th years. If you are living for the weekend, or living for a vacation, or living for a retirement date, you are not living. You are waiting. And waiting is a form of slow death." The Dominion Thesis rejects the concept of deferred life. You must build a life you don't need to escape from. The strength of your 20s and 30s is your energy and your risk tolerance. If you waste these years building someone else's empire while waiting for your turn to be happy, you are making a bet with a house that always wins. Time. Section 3. The busyness of slaves. Seneca coined a term for people who are always frantic, always stressed, and always busy. He called them the Occupati, the occupied ones. He noted that even if these people become rich or famous, they are still slaves because they don't own a single moment of their own time. In the modern world, being busy is a status symbol. We wear our burnout like a crown. But to Seneca, being busy is a sign of a lack of self-control. Nothing, he said, is less characteristic of the man who is occupied than living. When you are constantly occupied with emails, notifications, and the demands of others, your mind is never your own. You are a high-performing cog. Dominion requires odium, not idleness, but purposeful leisure. It is the time set aside for deep thought, for philosophy, and for the strategic planning of your empire. If your calendar is full, your life is empty. Reclaim your odium by ruthlessly ghosting the unnecessary. Section 4. The illusion of someday. We live as if we are going to live forever. We tell ourselves, "I'll start that business someday. I'll fix my health someday. I'll study philosophy someday." Seneca warns that putting things off is the biggest waste of life. It snatches away each day as it comes and denies us the present by promising the future. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live now. In your 20s and 30s, you think you have a surplus of time. This is the great deception. You don't know how much time you have left. Fortune can take your health or your life tomorrow. The Dominion mindset operates with a sense of urgent calm. You aren't in a frantic rush, but you refuse to delay what is essential. If a task is worth doing for your legacy, it is worth doing with the energy of someone who knows their time is ticking away. Section 5. The Empire of the Mind. Seneca argues that the only people who are truly living are those who find time for philosophy. By studying the great minds of the past, you add their years to your own. You can learn in 1 hour what it took Marcus Aurelius a lifetime to master. You can understand in 1 afternoon the financial lessons that the Medici spent centuries perfecting. We are excluded from no age, Seneca wrote. We have access to all. Most men in their 20s and 30s waste their mental energy on junk food content, celebrity gossip, political outrage, and short-form distractions. They are time-starved because they are knowledge-starved. To build a dominion, you must stand on the shoulders of giants. Reclaim your commute, your morning, and your evening. Replace the noise of the present with the wisdom of the ages. When you study the past, you stop being a victim of the present. Section 6. The Memento Mori Audit. Let's perform a practical Seneca-style audit. Look at your last 7 days. How many hours were spent on essential dominion, work that builds your legacy, your mind, or your health? How many hours were spent on the Occupati, unnecessary meetings, social pressure, and mindless consumption? Now, imagine a voice tells you that you have exactly 5 years left to live. What on that list immediately becomes disgusting to you? The things you would cut out in the face of death are the things you should be cutting out right now. You don't need a terminal diagnosis to start valuing your life. You just need to listen to Seneca. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. Section 7. Reclaiming the sovereignty of the hour. To stop wasting your 20s and 30s, you must become a time sovereign. This means setting hard boundaries. It means saying no without an explanation. It means scheduling your odium before you schedule your work. It means realizing that being available to everyone at all times is the fastest way to become a nobody. The man of dominion is hard to reach. He is focused. He is deep in the work. He knows that his time is the only thing he truly owns. When you reclaim your time, you reclaim your power. The 2026 crash and the chaos of the world won't matter to you if you have spent your years building an internal and external empire that is independent of the Occupati. Section 8. Conclusion. Time is a river that only flows in one direction. You can spend your 20s and 30s drifting, or you can build a vessel and take the helm. Seneca's message is clear. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. But when it is wasted in heedless luxury and spent on no good activity, we are forced at last by death's final constraint to realize that it has passed away before we knew it was passing. Do not be that man. Do not reach 60, only to realize you never lived. Audit your hours. Ghost the distractions. Build your dominion. The clock is ticking. Make every second pay rent. This is the Dominion Thesis.